Slow dating. It sounds so healthy, right? Take your time. Don't rush. Protect your energy. Move intentionally. We've all heard it, and honestly, it sounds like the perfect antidote to the chaos of modern dating. But I'm going to tell you something you might not want to hear. Slow dating isn't calm. It isn't mature. And for most people, it isn't healing. It just feels that way because it lets you avoid emotional risk without ever having to call it fear. Let's get into the forbidden truth of it all. Most people aren't slow dating to heal. They're slow dating to stay unchallenged. And the more we normalize this, the harder real, deep intimacy starts to feel for everyone. Today, we're pulling back the curtain and exposing why slow dating feels so safe and why that feeling of safety isn't the same thing as growth. In fact, it might be the very thing holding you back. So, what was slow dating supposed to be? It was supposed to mean emotional presence, intentional connection, clarity, and pacing intimacy in a healthy way. It was about building something solid, brick by brick. But in the world of hypermodern dating, slow dating has quietly morphed into something else entirely. It's become about emotional distancing, delayed vulnerability, minimal investment, and living in a state of indefinite ambiguity. The goal isn't to build a connection anymore, it's to avoid pressure. And you can't really blame people, can you? Modern dating has exhausted us. We've all been through the gauntlet of ghosting, breadcrumbing, situationships, and emotional inconsistency. It's draining. So instead of actually healing from that emotional damage, many of us just withdrew. We pulled back. And slow dating became the perfect form of emotional damage control. It's a socially acceptable way to say, I'm protecting myself, without having to admit the scarier truth. I'm afraid of attachment. I'm afraid of getting hurt again. This is why it feels so good. Slow dating removes all the pressure. There are no expectations. There's no urgency. There are no emotional demands being made of you. Your nervous system finally gets to relax and you think, this is peace. But here is what you don't notice while you're basking in that calm. Nothing is actually being built. That comfort feels like peace until you look up and months, maybe even a year, have passed and nothing has deepened. You're in the exact same emotional spot you were when you started. That's not calm. That's stagnation. And here's the real kicker. Slow dating gives avoidant attachment the perfect cover. It's a master of disguise. You can keep your distance, limit your emotional exposure, delay commitment indefinitely, and avoid any kind of dependency on another person. And the whole time, you get to look emotionally mature and intentional while doing it. But let's be real, healing isn't about pacing intimacy forever. Healing is about learning to tolerate closeness without shutting down or running away. Slow dating often does the exact opposite. It reinforces the habit of keeping people at arm's length. Think about the conversations that happen in a slow dating scenario. Clarity is always postponed. It's always, not now. Let's just see where it goes. No labels yet. We're just enjoying the moment. But clarity delayed is clarity denied. And this constant ambiguity protects one thing above all else, the ability to leave without any real emotional consequence. If you never define it, you never have to officially end it. If you never invest, you never have to face the pain of loss. It's an emotional escape hatch always left open. Slow dating feels safe because it limits your exposure to emotional risk. It's like wearing emotional armor. But intimacy, by its very nature, requires risk. It requires vulnerability. You don't build closeness by avoiding emotional discomfort. You build it by moving through it together and surviving it. You build it in the moments where you feel a little scared, but you lean in anyway. Safety that never evolves, that never asks you to take off a piece of that armor, isn't healing. It's just avoidance with better branding. It's a marketing campaign for fear. And this has a strange side effect. Slow dating trains you to prefer low intensity, low demand, and emotionally predictable interactions. And where does that lead? It makes things like AI companionship feel increasingly appealing. Think about it. An AI partner never pressures you. It never escalates the relationship. It never requires courage or vulnerability from you. It offers perfectly controlled, predictable intimacy. That's the endgame of this trend. Slow dating doesn't lead to a real, messy, beautiful human connection. It leads to controlled intimacy. So, what's the alternative? The alternative isn't to rush recklessly into things. The alternative is braver intimacy. True healing isn't about slower intimacy. It's about having the courage to be intimate at all. It's about naming your desires, even if it's scary. It's about tolerating uncertainty without needing to control every outcome. It's about risking disappointment because the potential for connection is worth it. It's about allowing closeness and surviving that emotional exposure, knowing you're strong enough to handle it. If the way you're slow dating never asks more of you, if it never challenges you to be braver, then it isn't healing you. It's just protecting you from your own growth. I want you to ask yourself this and be brutally honest. Are you moving slowly because you're being truly intentional, building something meaningful step by step? Or are you moving slowly because staying distant just feels safer than being truly seen? Because an intimacy that never deepens, that never grows, isn't calm. It's empty. And avoidance doesn't magically become healing just because it feels peaceful for a little while. The real work and the real reward is in the courage to connect. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more content that challenges the way we think about love and connection. See you next time.